Only time this season the Rams have to play in that early time slot, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. This is a 3-point lead. That's it in the fourth quarter. Aaron Donald knocks it loose. Guess who shows up? Try to double up? Nah. I got more than a double team you're going to bring. Makes a heck of a play. Dives out. Strip sack. 16 and a half already this season. My man is showing up. 1.5 shy of the NFL record. 3 plays later, Todd Gurley ties a career high 19 touchdowns. So we know about the aerial attack, Sean McVay's diagramming plays, but Gurley, such a monster this season, especially for you fantasy footballers. And the Rams, like I said, it was a hairy situation in the fourth, just a 3-point lead, but they pull away, and they are playoff bound, clinching the NFC West with that win, back-to-back division titles for the first time since the 70s. Here's our Dan Graziano with the Rams QB, Jared Goff.
First of all, congratulations on being NFC West champions for 2018. What more do you have to look forward to here in these final 4 games and beyond?
Yeah, a lot more. First goal, check marked off now today, and feel good about it. Lost stuff we can clean up today, obviously, and but a good team win. I mean, they're a tough team, and we had to do some stuff today that was uncharacteristic to come back and really make that game a win for us.
What was the most important thing? Because they did give you a hard time on defense for a large chunk of the game. What was the biggest reason you were able to pull away in the second half?
Just perseverance. Our defense played the off, and Aaron is unbelievable, and everyone over there is just picking us up when we need it, and it seems to go vice versa, but we needed it today, and they did a great job.
What is the message from your coaches, from your team leaders, to the team as you head into this final stretch and into the playoffs now?
Yeah, one day at a time. Keep taking it one day at a time like we have up to this point. It's gotten us here. It's gotten us to be the NFC West champs, and a lot more work to do.
Rams 11-1, that lone loss at New Orleans. We all remember that high-profile game. Rams 14th team to clinch their division in Week 13 or earlier since 2002 when the divisions were realigned in the NFL. Half of those teams reached the Super Bowl, but only one won it all, and those are the 2009 New Orleans Saints. We now bring in Dan Graziano from Detroit here. And Dan, what were the Rams saying? We just heard from Goff. What was the rest of the team saying in the locker room right after that game?
Yeah, look, they were happy and they were excited to be division champs. They're also relieved and a little bit exhausted. You heard Goff talk about the difficult time that Detroit gave them today. This game was still in doubt going into the fourth quarter. So a couple of the Rams players I talked to said it was a good lesson for them going forward because it wasn't easy. Things aren't going to be easy the rest of the way, and they still have a lot they want to accomplish. Today was the first of many boxes they're trying to check off. Division champion, first round bye, number 1 seed, and ultimately Super Bowl champions. So they were very happy today to get to check off that first box, even if it wasn't easy.
We'll take it however we can get it. And to be able to do this in our 12th game is a real credit to our players, what they've done. And we've got to continue to keep it with that one day at a time mindset and mentality. But it's certainly a huge accomplishment for our organization, for our ownership, and for our players and coaches.
We got a bunch of guys that flying around hungry. So we got a bunch of dogs, alpha males on this defense, on this team. And we just got to keep building on it, man. Just keep working and like I said, not get comfortable. We got a lot more football to play.
What's the next box for you guys to check?
First round bye. Take that over, take that number 1 seed over. We're taking everything.
Talked to a couple of players, and they said the way this team has changed since the start of the season is the winning has brought about a sense of belief, so that when they get into a tough game and they're in the fourth quarter, instead of hoping they can make the play to win it, the Aaron Donald strip sack, whatever it takes, they now believe that play is going to happen. And that's the difference between this year's Rams team and maybe last year's Rams team. So as they go forward, knowing now that they have a home playoff game and having their sights set much higher, they do so as an extremely confident group.
All right, that's our Dan Graziano with the very latest surrounding the Rams division title now from Detroit. You got all excited when we showed the Aaron Donald sack. What makes him so special?
Listen, when we talk about the MVP of the NFL, all you ever hear about are quarterbacks, running backs, right? And it's nonsense. What's the MVP? The most valuable player in the league. And let me tell you, when golf is struggling, the line's struggling, it's kind of an ugly game. Who shows up in droves? And he talks about it. That's my favorite part. Hey, we got a bunch of alpha males. No. We got one alpha male, and it's 99. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, you're going to try to kick him out by yourself right here. Detroit does. Look at that move. Wow. We got to swim right off the cuff, right? He's going to end up, but who's he going to tackle? This is LeGarrette Blount. Okay? He's about 1.5 yards from Blount right here. Blount's about 250, right? He's probably listed at 230, probably 260, really. Right. Watch the tackle as he lays out and takes him down solo, okay? Now, here's my favorite part about this play. We talked about it. Dan talked about it. It's the fourth quarter, 8:26. It's 16-13. Game still much in the air, right?
16 points. Too.
Watch right here. Watch the effort. The finish, the strip sack, again, beats an absolute monster double team. I'm going to show you that, a better look. So we're going to have two guys trying to go here. We're going to slide this way, which is what every smart center should do. Let's go the best player on the defense. What does he do? I got one. Let me get two. He's going to end up splitting right here, and look at the finish that he gives you. The acceleration, the tenacity, and then the wherewithal when he gets there to knock the ball out with his hands, to give his team a chance to recover it. When you talk about big-time moments, big-time games, this guy continually shows up. When I talk about the MVP, here's why his name needs to be in it and on top of the list. Because it doesn't matter what week we're talking about, he continually shows up and absolutely balls out. And today, he's the reason they beat the Lions in an away game.
A couple years ago, they thought maybe J.J. Watt could get the MVP, but you always have these offensive players. But numbers like that, you're like,
it's unbelievable, man. It is unbelievable, and it doesn't matter. He's double-teamed more than anybody in the league. You can put 2, 3, slide to him, run game, pass game. It does not matter. This guy has absolutely played out of his mind. He deserves that award right now. He's playing better than anybody else in the game, and he's the most feared defensive lineman since I've been watching football. He's the most feared defensive lineman in the game, bottom line.
So, in other words, Jeff Saturday's going to vote for Aaron Donald for the league MVP.
You were hearing it right.
Jeff coming
you feel
up
liberated now. You got that. It's about time we talk about it, man. It's about time.
More from Jeff in a moment. Ryan Clark also still joining us here on Sports. And right now, though, we got to turn our attention to the other big story today, the college football playoff.